Hello YouTube, I'm back. So 2023 was a really hard year for me. I don't know where my focus is going in and out. I haven't done any videos, I don't think, at all in the entire of 2023. Or if I did, if I made them, I never upload them. Anyway, it's been a real hard year. I'll talk more about that later, because right now, why is the video going in and out? Right now, I just wanted to show you something I'm experimenting with. So this is let's say a China Mart. Doesn't even have a model number on it, but it's a diesel heater. Now I'm hoping this will be able to run off my biodiesel. There's kind of a picture of it in the correct upright position. Right now, because I'm getting ready to fit it, it's upside down. But I'll just point out a couple things. Here you have your inlet, okay, with a filter. Here you have your outlet with a muffler, and I still haven't secured those. And here you have your actual heating vent. So what I'm trying to do is to just take this is just a storage container. I just want to take the chill off, because it does get really cold in here. There's no insulation, nothing. So I want some way to take the chill off, but I also don't want to asphyxiate myself by using something like that. And what's really cool about this one, as opposed to that one, is that it vents outside. So it's got the inlet coming from outside, and it's got the exhaust going outside, and so there's no combustion taking place with the air I'm wanting to breathe. So real quick on some of the specifications before I mount it up and see how it works is one, it's got a little handy dandy remote control. The rated power, according to this, is 5 kilowatts to 8 kilowatts, depending on the what setting you've got it at. Now, to put that into perspective, this is a 1500 watt electric heater. Anyone who's tried to run their house or warm their house with these little tiny electric heaters knows that it's not such an easy task. And this heater, if you believe the specs, which I may or may not, supposedly works as well as 3 to 5 of them. So apparently, according to the specs, this diesel heater is worth about 3 to 5 of these electric heaters. I don't know if that's true, but we will try it out. Another thing, cost. So I've got kerosene heaters as well. I've got these propane heaters, and they are hugely expensive to try to go off grid with. And so I think if I can get this diesel heater working, and I can run it off even if I can run it off my biofuel, biodiesel, I should be at a huge saving. Now, what does this consume as far as diesel to produce the amount of heaters, say 3 of those? So at the lowest setting, it says 0.1 to 0.25 liters per hour, which is 0.03 gallons to 0.07 gallons per hour. That's not very much. So do the cost thing of that, and I've got a really inexpensive heater. And so with the capacity of the fuel tank in this thing, which is 4.5 liters, that gives me a maximum runtime of 45 hours, a minimum runtime of 18 hours. So I'm really looking forward to trying this out, and I'll do another video as soon as I've got it worked out. Okay, seems to be working. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in the previous video. Apart from it being efficient as far as fuel consumptions from diesel versus kerosene versus propane. The drawback to that is that it does need a pretty decent 12-volt supply as well. According to the specs, it's drawing 40 watts, which is about 3 amps at 12 volts. And yeah, you need that to maintain the operation. That's not a lot. I mean, for my off-grid setup here, that's not very much, so that'll work out fine for me. So far, it's only been running for 10 minutes. Two biggest drawbacks is the ticking noise, which I think is like the fuel pump, and it's just going tick, 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 continuously. Seems to be working really well as far as heat produced, warmth produced. So maybe it is up to its specs of 5,000 or 5 kilowatts, 5,000 watts. Yeah, those are the two biggest drawbacks at the moment. I deliberately didn't show installation, so follow all manufacturers' instructions. And I would say pay particular attention to how your exhaust gas pipe is exiting the vehicle, or in my case, the container. I think there's a chance for asphyxiation or fire if you don't do that correctly, so just be safe with that. I have not fitted so the ducting or the vent ducting, I don't need that for my purposes. I'm just going to have it running here in the corner, so I shouldn't need that. Other negative, and this is the same, I believe the same with most other furnaces, it's brand new and it's got a smell coming off it, which I think is just the manufacturing oils or whatever burning off the inside. But I'm going to run it for an hour or two now and then shut it down, and then tomorrow I'll try it out again and run it for a longer period of time. But all in all, it looks like it's going to be a really good little heater for this space. Cost. This cost about $80, definitely under $100. So yeah, really looking forward to see how that goes.
Okay, just finishing off my video on the small diesel heater for a cabin, or in this case a container. Follow the instructions as closely as you can, especially all the safety instructions. I made a mistake. At first I installed this basically on the ground of the container, even though I cut a hole and everything for the venting to go outside, the exhaust to go outside. What was happening, I think, is that because the bottom, there's actually a bit of heat on the bottom of that, on the bottom of the heater, and even though it's up off the ground, I think that was enough to start like heating the floor in these containers, which was putting off a smell. At first I blamed the actual heating unit, and but I come to realize, and I'm pretty sure, that I was actually heating up the floor of the camper, and I was getting gases coming off of that were potentially very dangerous. So when you install these things, just make sure you follow all the safety instructions, and don't do what I did. Don't mount it onto a floor of a container. So what I did, built a quick framework, and it's up off the ground, and it's going out the side of the container, which is steel. So I have very few problems with smell. There is still a very slight smell, and I believe that's from the unit, but it was nothing like it was before. So I'm very happy with this. It's working well, heats up and does everything I need to do. So a couple of little notes that I wanted to pass on. In the instructions for the remote control pairing, So you've got to program or pair the remote control to the unit. It leaves out some words in the instructions because this is a China-made thing, of course, so instructions are not the best. And it says simultaneously press and hold the gear down button for 2 seconds. But you've got to hold the power and the gear down button for 2 seconds. Hope that helps. Also, OC1 was my code for the pairing. Alright, so there's different OC1, OC2, OC3, whatever, depending on the type of remote control you have. Mine was OC1, so it was pretty easy. And yeah, once I worked that out, the remote control worked and all was good with the world. Yeah, I think everything else I've already talked about. Just make sure you're careful about how you install this thing. Great unit, great idea, but it has its dangers.